Okay, in the bottom left, playing Greenfinger, we have ttam versus FinalPike, also playing Greenfinger. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, he must have made a small mistake entering the spectator codes, I guess. But either way, we have two green fingers now.
Oh, I was thinking this might have been the match where he played the same commander twice and then messaged me after and was like, oh, I needed to replay one of these games actually. I think I remember talking to him about this.
Oh yeah.
It did get sorted though. So like this is kind of so this is like they thought it was an actual like tournament match they were playing, but or not tournament match, but you know what I mean. An event match.
TYM got. I think he's winning the opening once again, especially in the center. He also looks like he has more villages in general.
And the Pikes just has so many dogs.
That
Oh
is
my
a
god,
lot.
he's just continuing to make nothing but dogs.
I'm not sure that's the best unit versus Greenfinger.
Yeah, especially given that like ttam just had to make one knight and then he's all sorted.
Well, maybe Reddit was correct, you know? Yeah, because he has no swords, Greenfinger is stuck like having to capture the villages over and over. He hasn't healed yet.
Nature's cry.
Okay.
And now nothing can attack this knight because it's only dogs around.
Like he could throw the balloon to block it though. Like if the mage can't reach. Okay, so what's he gonna do? Gonna put a sword there? Don't really know how I feel about that.
Well, he does have a golem, so
like finally responding to this knight with
with a spear.
yeah, 2 spears even.
But the ballista is already in position, almost. Although since ttam is the one attacking, the ballista will cover less ground. Well, less relevant ground, I guess.
At this point, like he's pushing through the center so much that his like economic advantage is quite huge. FinalPike, I think
could get surrounded by the balloon.
Yeah, it definitely could. Although moving it to pick up the following spear, I think.
Ah, okay. So he just wants to get the balloon spear train going.
But
what did the golem hit? A vine?
yeah, it's just been punching vines at the moment.
Yeah, that's not the best value. Especially considering ttam's Greenfinger is closing in on his second groove before FinalPike is at like half of his first one.
Yeah, and this is like the difference between ttam, who like I wouldn't say he's not at the top of like the current player base, right? And like but FinalPike is clearly more of a newcomer to the game, especially PvP by the looks of things. Yeah, ttam's doing the smart thing. He's like doing buys every turn, not out of all of his production that he can. He's like he went for that back capture, sent the sword there. Like had a really good plan for his opening.
Oh, FinalPike pushing in with his spears. I'm a bit worried about the golem being on road, but maybe he'll cover that. That look covered, I think.
I think he can just push through here. Gotta do so much damage
Well,
this turn.
yeah, I think only the spears are going to die. Maybe the dog too.
And when you have this much of an economic lead, trading a dragon for a golem is very much worth it. It's like
yeah.
and FinalPike's just like, actually no. This is a too big a disadvantage. Yeah, TTAM just knows what he's doing and does all the correct things you should do in the game. Like, uses swords to get captures to heal your commander, which is honestly a concept. Like, if you're not familiar with that, they can really like throw you. Like, you need to like understand how to do stuff like that.
Yep.
And yeah, FinalPike buying a lot of dogs instead of swords early on, which means you're down a bit on gold if you do that, for example.
I
also
mean,
you
dogs not like they can't capture buildings, so it was quite awkward at the beginning.
So
I mean, FinalPike, a lot of dogs in the opening.
yeah, and in that case, like if you have, I mean, like in that example, like if you have a bunch of swords and one knight, you will beat a pretty ridiculous amount of dogs with just that, like that difference of one unit that really hard counters dogs will and just absolutely crushes them. Followed
Yeah,
up by a
like
bunch of
knight,
swords, which will do
knight,
captures and
the knight kind of kills the dogs without initiating on them anyways. But I
TTAM
mean,
doing well.
FinalPike's got some. I mean, there was some ideas that are correct in there. Like he kept Greenfinger to try to keep TTAM from breaching through the center. Which I mean, he did. TTAM did stay in the center. He built like the spears and stuff. He had balloons to carry them over after the knight was pushed back. Maybe he could have had them stick around more to capture more villages, but I think there's some good ideas in there.
Yeah, and you know, there's nothing wrong with being like new to the game and like new to competitive play. Like this is all very, like, we say it. Like something I realized like this recent Groove of War is just like how good people are these days at the game. Like the skill level has like skyrocketed, and you don't really notice it when you're involved because, and like you're constantly involved and constantly playing because. But if you look back at like even Groove of War 4 and Groove of War 3, like people were not as good at the game as they are now. Difference is pretty spectacular. So yeah, being a new player coming in can be quite intimidating, but good on FinalPike for like giving it a shot. And you know, like he was saying, he was doing some correct things. Like he was going spear balloon, to carry them around, which you know,
It's pretty safe plan, spear balloon. Like
I do feel like we've had over a year's worth of people like playing against that spear balloon style and like knowing how to dismantle it. So it is a strong style, but it's also something people are very familiar how to fight against now. So
that's true. That's true.
anyway, we're gonna go into the next game.